Hi, second graders. It's Mrs. Shook again. We're working on Grade 2 Skills with Unit 3, Lesson 18. Our learning goals for today: reading 1 and 2 syllable words with the U sound spellings of U space E, U, E, and U, and then using words with those spellings in sentences, and then reading the story Jump and answering questions about the story. Okay, so on the screen, we have activity page 18.2. This is very similar to activity pages we've done previously for our other sounds. On the first page, you will see 3 lists of words with U space E, U, and UE sound spellings. Okay, so we're going to use these words to answer the questions for this activity page. So let's read through the words first. The U space E words: confuse, cube, cute, fumes, fuse, June, mule, mute, pure, refuse, and use. U words of argument, humid, menu, music, pupil, refusing, tulip, using, unicorn, and uniform. And UE words: argue, barbecue, cue, fuel, hue, rescue, and value. Okay, then looking at the questions. Number 1, which spelling for U is the least common? So looking at the list, you can see that the UE words, that's the smallest list. If you remember looking at our sound card the other day, the power bar was very small for this. So UE is what you would write on this line. Number 2, where does the spelling UE tend to be found in a word? So looking at the list, end, middle, end. So out of our 7 words, 6 of them have it at the end. The UE spelling is often found at the end. Okay, so you're going to continue answering the questions using the words on the list. Okay, today for reading, we're going to read a new story called Jump. Jump is a story about a jump roping team. So in the story, we're going to see some awe words spelled AU, paused, and August, and AW, dawn, awesome, lawn, and draw. And some multi-syllable words we'll see: goddess, contest, practicing, August, and awesome. Vocabulary: draws, gets closer to someone or something. The fox draws closer to the pancake so he can eat it. Nailed, did something perfectly. The basketball player nailed the shot at the end of the game. Muffed is made a mistake. The dancer was upset when she muffed her routine. Dusk, the time right before the sun sets when it begins to get dark out. Example, Mike's dad said Mike had to go to bed at dusk. Okay, so those are some of the vocabulary words you'll see in today's story. Okay, so here we are. So on the left, we see the words. On the right, we see 3 girls jump roping. Jump. Drive down 10th Street in the summer and you will see them, the jumpers. You will see kids jumping rope on playgrounds and street corners. Jumping rope is something lots of kids like to do, but most kids are not as good as the jumping stars. Notice jumping stars is capitalized, which means it's the name of a group. The last time I met with the jumping stars was in August. They were jumping at the playground where they hang out. 2 of them were spinning the rope. 2 of them were jumping over the rope as it spun past. So in this case, there's not one person jumping rope by themselves. They have one person, if you're looking at the picture, on each end of the rope, and they are spinning it around, and then the people in the middle, in this case 1, but in the story there's 2, are jumping over the rope. The rope was spinning so fast it was hard to see. The jumpers' feet went pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat on the blacktop. This sport is named jumping rope. That makes it sound much less cool than it is. The kids don't just jump. They dance. They twist and spin. They hop and skip. They flip. They land on their hands and then pop back up on their feet. They do all of this while jumping over a rope at top speed. It is an art form, like dancing. Is this something that you've ever tried before? Okay, on the next page, we have 2 girls, Kit Winter and Joe Palmer. There were 4 jumpers on the jumping stars: Kit Winter, Joe Palmer, Kate Agee, which is over here, and Jalen Smith. Kit and Joe are the top jumpers. Kit is 16. She's an awesome jumper. She has been jumping rope since she was 5. She's also one of the most cheerful kids I know. Kit has a great smile. She's always quiet. She always keeps her cool. I have never seen her get mad. Jo is something else. She jumps like a goddess, and sometimes she acts like one too. She plans the tricks they do. She says who goes where. She is the boss. The day I visited, the jumping stars were practicing a trick Jo had made up for herself and Kit. It was called the flip. When the stars do the flip, Jo starts out jumping next to Kit. Then she draws near to Kit, which remember means gets closer. Then she flips over Kit's back and lands on the far side. Both of them keep jumping all the while. It's a cool trick. I looked on as the kids did the flip 6 times. 3 times they nailed it, 3 times they missed it. You could see Jo was upset when she and Kit muffed the trick. Jo would moan and groan. She would cross her arms and sulk. Jo would set her hands on her hips like a mom who was mad at her kids. But Jo was mad at herself, so she went and sat on the lawn. After a bit, the jumping stars paused for a rest. That gave me a chance to chat with them. There's a big jumping contest next week, Kit explained. Think you can win it? I asked. I hope so, said Kit. Last time we were 7th. Nice job, I said. 7th is not good, Jo said. Kit and the rest of the jumping stars nodded. But they did not seem to feel the pain of 7th place quite as much as Jo. That flip you were practicing, will you be doing that one in the meet? I hope so, said Jo. We need to get good at it. We need to get to the point where we nail it 9 times out of 10. Then Jo said to her teammates, Let's do it. We are going to keep practicing from dawn until dusk until we can do the flip in our sleep. Top we have a jump rope and a girl doing a flip. So they're going to keep practicing until they are able to nail that move. Okay, so some questions for jump. What is the setting of the story? So looking back in the story, it says right here, drive down 10th Street in the summer and you will see them, the jumpers. So they are on 10th Street. It says that you'll see kids jumping on playgrounds and street corners. So they're outside on 10th Street. What is the setting of the soccer twins? The last story we read was about the soccer twins. And that one was set at, a soccer game. So in both stories, we're going to compare them a little bit. What is it like about both stories? So you might be thinking, the main characters are girls. So in Jump, we have Kit, Jo, Kate, and Jalen. Kit and Jo we talked about mostly this chapter. The soccer twins were 2 girls. All the girls are on different teams, right? The Jumping Stars, and the girls' soccer team. There's a lot of things similar. And then think about something that's different about those stories. While they're all playing sports, you could think that, they're different sports. Soccer versus jumping rope. The Jumping Stars, talked about how they were in 7th place last year, whereas the soccer team won the state champs. Good. So those are just a few examples. All right. The next assignment is 18.3, Jump. So there's 4 questions about the story. What is the setting of Jump? What is the name of the jump rope team? What makes jumping rope a sport? And how fast is the jump rope spinning? Now that's multiple choice, so there's 3 questions to choose from. And underneath each question it says page. So that is a reminder to go back and look in the story. So for example, number 1, what is the setting of Jump? We go back and look. Drive down 10th Street in the summer and you will see them, the jumpers. Okay, and then at the bottom you see it says 52. So that means that answer was found on page 52. And continue on. If you need to go back in the video and look at the story to see the page numbers, there you go. Okay, so answer questions 1 through 4 about Jump. And if you don't have your sheets, you can use Google Forms for Unit 3, Lesson 18. And that's all. Great job today. See you tomorrow.